of Sevalaya. At the very tender age of 11, he got inspired by Mahakavi Bharatiya, Swami Vivekananda, and our Mahatma Gandhi ji. He took one idea from all of these role models, such as rural development, educating the poor, and food for the hungry. The synergy of these three ideas is the basis of Sevalaya. Sevalaya took shape when Murali finished his engineering degree from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and joined Tata Consultancy Service in 1988. His subsequent postgraduate in Gandhian thought from Madurai Kamraj University has enabled deep avenues for each growth of Sevalaya. Sevalaya runs preschools, medical centers, mobile medical services. There are community colleges, organic farming, gaushalas. There is home for the orphan and destitute children, and also for senior citizens. There is one more burning desire our guest speaker has with him, is to start a rural university absolutely free for those children who are not able to pay the fees. To dedicate his time and effort for his dream, he gave up his flourishing software company at the age of 40. We also welcome hearty welcome to Muralidharan's partner in life and in his joint mission, co-founder and first volunteer of Sevalaya, Mrs. Bhuvana Muralidharan. On the eve of International Women's Day, you have demonstrated what clarity of vision and dedication can do in one's life. Every year, they provide free education to 2,100 children, 200 orphan kids, 75 elderly people, and vocational training for 500 plus rural youth. With a big round of applause, I would now request our guest of honor, B. Muralidharan, to please share a few words on this topic when passion becomes the mission.
So good afternoon all. Thank you, Mr. Thomas, for inviting me to this milestone event. Monday 550 is a great event, and I'm honored to be present here today to talk about my experiences, basically. Right? So, as in the introduction was mentioned, I was in my 7th grade, around 11-year-old. I was studying in PSI school in Mylapore, one of the oldest schools in the Mylapore area. I had a classmate by name Ratnam. He used to stay just the next street, and we used to meet every day before the school, after the school, because we were living very close by. His father was a writer. Though he was a writer, no, none of his writings got published. He was just writing some stories and some novels and all that, and he was sending it to various magazines, and it used to just come back. So he's the kind of a writer. But he used to read a lot. When I go to his house, I see a row of books kept in his house, and those books are very attractive. And one of the book particularly, because the cover of the book was very attractive to me at that age, because it was totally different. It was showing a personality which we don't see normally in Chennai or in Tamil Nadu. It's somebody with a turban on his head and a big mustache and all that. And the eyes were directly looking at me. The picture was so nicely drawn on the cover. It was basically the image of Bharati, Mahakavi Bharati, and the book was the poems of Mahakavi Bharati. So I saw that cover, and just by attracted by the cover, I asked my friend's father, give me this book, I want to read this book. So he looked at me, I was just a small boy, 11-year-old boy. He said, people borrow books and nobody gives it back. I've lost more than 50% of my books. So I've stopped giving books. And he was such a small boy, and you don't know what book you're asking also. You're not going to read this book. It's not going to be possible for you to read and understand this book. So I'm not going to give this book. This discussion went on for some time, negotiation was there, and then finally he agreed, okay, 24 hours. We are taking it today evening. Tomorrow evening, bring it back. That's all. You have to take it. I readily agreed because next day was a school holiday. So I thought, in all innocence, I said, okay, because school is holiday, I can finish reading this book. I can come back and give it to you. Then I took that book. I went home. Then the next problem started. My grandfather was there at that time. He was a very religious person and is very particular about celebrating all the festivals in my house. So the next day school was closed because it was Saraswati Puja day. So by tradition, what we do is we keep all the books in the puja, and it will be there for one full day, and only next day the book will come to you. Now, normally it is said, people misquote things. They say that on Saraswati Puja day, we're not supposed to read anything. This is a wrong idea. It's not that. Saraswati Puja day, you cannot read, because anything readable will not be available. It's always there in the puja. So you can't read on that day. That is the main thing. So when my grandfather asked for the books, so I had this dilemma whether to give all the books and then just take the book next day and go and return it. I can't read the book at all. I can't even see what is there inside the book. Or tell a lie to my grandfather, like you were mentioning about lawyers, right? So I can just hide this book and give all my school books. Anyway, I'm not going to read those books on the holiday, so I can give those books. So finally I decided that I will hide the book and then start reading the book. And when I gave my books, my school books, my grandfather was arranging all the books and he was getting ready, to prepare for the puja. And only then I looked at this book. I never knew what is there inside the book. I only saw the cover. So now I understood that this is all poetry, not a single word of prose. All some 400 pages of poetry, though it's all simple poetry from Bharati's poetry. You can very easily understand. But 400 pages of poetry for an 11-year-old boy to read within 24 hours and give the book, it's not going to be possible. So we have two ways of reading the book, right? We can read from cover to cover, or you just open at random some page and then whatever is there in the page you can read. Because I decided that I'm not going to read the full book, it's not going to be possible. So I decided the second option, that I can take the book, just open random page and read it. So I opened some page. The poetry had started on the previous page. On the page where I started to read, the third or fourth paragraph of the poem was continuing from the previous page on the left-hand top corner. And the surprise to me that it was mentioning whatever my grandfather is doing. Almost would excuse me, I have to quote the poem in Tamil. மந்திரத்தை முடுமுடுத்து கேட்டை வரிசையாக அடுக்கி சந்தனத்தை முதலையிடுவோர் சாத்திரம் இவள் பூசனை அன்றாம். Is what it started. So you utter some mantras and you are keeping all the books in a row until you are putting some flowers and kumkum and whatever. This is not Saraswati Puja. This is what the paragraph started. And this is what exactly my grandfather is doing in the name of Saraswati Puja. So I was surprised that something what is happening in my house, Bharati doesn't agree with this. Then Bharati is not like a kind of a poet who is saying that atheist kind of a poet. He doesn't belong to that group. He is actually on the opposite side. He has written so many poems about so many gods, including Christ and Allah and all he has written. So he is not going to condemn the puja just like that. So maybe he has got something else in his mind. So when I continued reading that poem, the answer was there. It said, வீடுதோறும் கலையின் விளக்கம், வீதிதோறும் இரண்டொரு பள்ளி, நாடு முற்றிலும் உள்ளன ஊர்கள், நகர்கள் எங்கெனும் பல பல பள்ளி, தேடு கல்வி இல்லாதொரு ஊரை தீயினுக்கு இரையாகி மிடுத்தல், கேடு தீர்க்கும் அமுதமென்றே கேண்மை கொண்ட வழியை கண்டீர். What it means is that if you go and find out places where there are no schools, where there are no education, and you go and educate people there, you start the schools there and run the schools, that is Saraswati Puja. Just sitting at your home and then just putting some flowers, you are not going to satisfy Saraswati. If you want Saraswati to become your friend, that's what it means. Saraswati will become your friend if you really go to places where there is no education and then go and give education. This is Saraswati Puja. So that was this idea. Of course, now there are many schools which are, education is a business now, right? So you can go and start schools where there are no schools because there is no competition for your business. You can run the school, you can make money. You can again quote this poem from Bharati. Right? Bharati knows that it will happen, so he continues, he didn't stop that. He says, Innarum tani cholaygal seidal, Iniya neerthal sunaigal yertal, Anna sathiram ayiram வைத்தல், ஆலயம் 10000 நாட்டல், பின்னருள்ள தர்மங்கள் யாவும் பெயர் விளங்கி ஒளிர்த்தல், அங்கு ஒரு ஏழைக்கு எடுத்தறிவித்தல். So he put that class. Right? He says, the school, what Bharati is talking about, is school for poor people. ஏழைக்கு எடுத்தறிவித்தல். So you can construct 1000 temples, you can have 10,000 places, we can give free food. Much more holier than all these acts is educating one poor child. Even if you educate one poor child, it is going to be much more holier. So if you have to educate a poor child, nothing is going to come free. Teachers are not going to come free. A school building is not going to come free. Land is not going to come free. So somewhere money has to come. Right? From where will it come? Again, we go back to the same poem. He continues. He says, Nidhi migundavar puttu veitari, Nidhi kureindavar kaasugal taari, அதுவுமற்றவர் வாய்ச்சொல்லவரில் ஆண்மையாளர் உழைப்பினை நல்கீர், மதுரத்தேமொழி மாதர்களெல்லாம் வாணி பூசலைக்கு உரியன பேசீர், எதுவும் செய்து எவ்வகையாயினும் நீ பெருந்தொழில் நாட்டுவம் பாரீர். This is how he concludes the poem. He says, if you have a lot of money, just give in gold. If you don't have so much money, at least give some coins. If you say, I don't have anything, at least come and do some free work, some voluntary work you can come and do. Or at least speak about this. You can't do anything else. Just say that some good work is happening. Just talk about that. Somehow we have to get this done. The educating the poor people is a requirement. We have to get it done somehow. Contributions are required from everybody, from whatever format you are able to give. This is how the poem concludes. Only then I thought I should say, how we start the poem. What is this poem? What is he writing about? Then I turned the page. I saw the title of the poem is Saraswati Vandane. It's prayer to Saraswati. That's how the poem is started. Veldai Tamarai, Povidurupal, Vinay Sayyam Volidurupal. That's how the poem starts. As if a simple description of the Saraswati's picture. The first line says Veldai Tamarai, Povidurupal. That means somebody sitting on the white lotus. So the second line itself, you can see the way Bharati thinks differently from other poets. So if you see the picture of Saraswati, you see that she is sitting on the white lotus, and then she is holding a veena in her hand. Second line, he doesn't say she is holding a veena in her hand. He says Veena Sayyam Volidurupal. He doesn't say Veena Kaila Vachinrupal. He doesn't say that. He says Veena Sayyam Volidurupal. So Saraswati is residing in the music which is coming out of the veena. So it is not the picture he is saying. It's going beyond that. It's the idea behind that. Why Saraswati is having a veena? Why Saraswati is? The picture is that if you look at Saraswati's picture, you see, she is Saraswati with some 8 hands. Right? Each hand is carrying something. One of the hands is carrying a book. The significance is the Saraswati is the goddess of learning, and she is still learning. There is so much to learn. So there is no end for learning. Even the goddess of learning is still learning. To signify that only, the picture they are showing, Saraswati herself is reading a book. So Bharati's poem, if you look at it, it's not just giving a physical description of the picture or anything. It's going beyond that and just to tell you, the philosophy behind that picture. So this poem, this half poem, I read on that day. That was my first encounter with Bharati. And then I decided that I have to do the Saraswati Puja, what Bharati is saying. So that decision came in. And that is, after so many years, it has now come into a school in Kasava village, which is very close to Tirunelveli, in between Tirunelveli and Puripalayam, in Tiruvallur district. We started a school there in 1988, and today, after 32 years, we have 2,100 children now in that school. We went to that village for a particular reason. As Bharati said, we went and found out a place where there was no education. In those days, there were no schools nearby. And a lot of bricklins. And all these bricklins, they were all employing children with complete child labor. That village had 100% child labor. not just that village, all the villages around the part of Trivallur, in that area, you will see that just outside Chennai, all the lakes are there. Well, this Kanjivaram district or Trivallur district, all the lakes are there, and from that lakes only we are getting all the drinking water for the city. Right? Even today, all the lakes are there. So when the lakes dry up, they become the place for bricklins. So they take the mud from the lake and then they prepare the bricks, and then the bricks are sold. And most of the bricklins are owned by the local politicians, and they employ people who come travel from down south, Dindivanam and southern parts beyond the Viduppuram or Trichy or Tanjavur or Tirunelveli. So people migrate from there because there was no work at that time in that area, so they migrate here. And then they have been put up in small huts inside the bricklins, and the father, mother, and maybe 2 children, they all work from 6 a.m. in the morning till whatever, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. They work, and on Saturday, the entire family will get 600 rupees. So 4 people working for 6 days in a week, 600 rupees was the income at that time. And I'm surprised that recently there were some child laborers were rescued from some of the bricklins, and the statistics gave 1,000 rupees. After 32 years, it has gone up from 600 rupees to 1,000 rupees. That is the earning even today. So for them, if you tell them that you have to go to school, you have to get educated, they say, why should I? If I send my children to school, the 600 is going to become 500. Will you compensate? Will you give me that difference? That was the question that was asked when I went from hut to hut, inside the bricklins. The parents themselves were not willing to send the children to school. And from the bricklin owner's point of view, he is going to lose the cheap labor, right? If you have to employ somebody else for the adults, you may have to pay more, and with children, he is making more profit. And they're all really powerful people, all the local MLAs and MPs and whoever it is, they were all the people behind that. But then I had to go and complain to the collector, get the SP and collector come and visit the bricklins, take photographs, go to media, street fight. With all that, finally, I got some of the couple of bricklin owners arrested, bricklins closed down because of violation of the rules of employing children, and then the children were freed from there. So now we can say that around 40 villages around Kasua, there is no child labor. All the children are there in the university. The other occupation was going as coolies in the agricultural fields. They don't own the land, somebody else will own the land. They will go and work in the agriculture field and come back. So of course, that is mostly died down because of water problem and all that. We don't have so much of agriculture now in those areas. And bricklins is still going on. Today, the scenario is the people from Dindivanam and Viduppuram and Tanjavur and Tirunelveli, they are not coming. People from Bihar and West Bengal, and these people are coming. Now there are child labor. Now with the children who don't speak Tamil. If I have to run a school now, then I have to maybe have a school for 15-20 people in Oriya, 15-20 people in Bengali. So I don't know how to address this problem. There are a lot of children working from various other eastern and northeastern states. People have been migrating and they are coming in and they are taking up that job. So this was the point. One point we took up from Bharati as educating the poor, which has been translated into running a free school for these destitute children. Of course, we started an orphanage. The children are staying there, and those students also they come to the school. And year after year, we have been getting 100% result in the 10th, 11th, and 12th examination. These are all children, for the first generation learners. Their parents or grandparents, nobody had studied. They can't go back and take help for their homeworks of their parents or anything. That is not possible because none of them are educated. So these are all first generation learners. So with them, we are able to get a good education. We try to introduce many other things more than the regular government syllabus. We follow the Tamil Nadu state Tamil medium syllabus, though we don't get funding from the government. To get the recognition from government, we have to follow their syllabus. So that's what we are doing, and we have been getting good results. We try to do some add-ons, like value education is one of our core area. We call it BGV education, Bharati Gandhi Vivekananda education. What we have done is we have selected around 12 qualities which the students should imbibe, and how these 3 leaders have lived in their life, to demonstrate these 12 qualities. We have taken instances from their life, not just what they said, what they really did. So we have taken that, we have now found a kind of a syllabus based on that. And using that, we educate our children. There is one period every week, which is moral education, which is not there in any other school now. Morality and education have been separated totally now, right? So there is no connection. That's what has happened in the education system now. So we are trying to put back that value education back into the school syllabus. So on top of the government syllabus, we are adding this value education. In 2008, there was a competition announced by a magazine called Education World. This magazine is not available in stands. I have not seen it in any stands. This is on subscription only. It's available. It's coming out from Bangalore. It's Education World. This is all research papers on education, trends in education, discussions on education. The magazine is like that. So they were inviting papers on innovation in education. And we said, okay, why don't we apply? From Sevalaya, we'll apply that. We have done an innovation in moral education by bringing in Bharati Gandhi Vivekananda as a new syllabus we have formed, and we are using that. So after we applied, we got a letter from them saying that it's going to take some time because 25,000 schools from all over India they have applied. So its competition is much big, and then we have various steps. So first we go through the application, and then we select 2,500 schools from 25,000 schools. We have a site visit of these schools, and after the site visit, we select 25 schools. These 25 schools will be invited for an interview. The school headmaster has to come and be present in the interview panel, and after that we will announce the result. So the later we got another communication that we have been shortlisted, and site visit will happen, but we will not know about when they are going to come and who is going to come. So they will come as any other general visitor. They will come observe and then they will go back. So it's going to be a secret site visit. So okay, we don't know when they came, but later again we got a letter that you are in the top 25 now. So they gave a date and they said in this venue your headmaster has to come with all the evidence, and then whatever questions panelists are asking, he has to face the questions. So I was still working in TCS at that time, 2008. And I was sitting in my office around 11 o'clock. I got a phone call from my headmaster. He wanted to set my expectations right. He said, we are not going to get the award. Forget it. We are not going to get the award. I said, it's not even started. You just reached the venue. Why are you talking so negative? He said, the other schools, they're all big names. Okay. Everybody knows the school already. The entire country knows the schools. So they're all from various big cities. And all English medium schools, CBSE schools. We are the only one, a Tamil medium school from a village, right? And everybody is carrying laptops. In those days, 2008, laptops were not so very much used in the school scenario at all. Today, all our teachers are having laptops. But those days, they were not having. So he said all other schools, they are carrying laptops. The people have come with very colorful presentations. I am walking in with a file, with some papers in my hand. So it's completely different. It's not equal playing field. We are losing. I told him, why don't you look at it positive? They have to select only one. There's only one award. All other 24 look alike. Whom will they select? So it's very easy to select you because you look different. So have that in your mind. Forget about getting the award from a school with this kind of background. From 25,000 schools in the entire country, we are coming in the top 25. That itself is the award for us. Whether we come first rank or not, forget it. Right? We are coming to the stage. So don't worry about what is going to happen today. With complete passion, you go and express what you have done and what are the results you have got. How many children we have educated? We are completely eradicated child labor. Right? And with those kind of children, whatever their family background, we are giving education with a lot of value, and that is changing their life. Okay, this other schools have not done it. So go and present it. And that evening the award was announced, Sevalaya got the award. The reason what they said is out of 25,000 schools, there was only one paper on moral education. Everyone else was giving innovation in teaching maths, innovation in teaching science, or whatever, different subjects. But there is only one entry in moral education, only Sevalaya. At that time itself we had decided that Sevalaya will be selected. Right? So we got that award. So After that was, published in the newspapers and all that, we got a call from the then DGP of prison, Mr. Nataraj, who is currently the Mylapore MLA. So he called me and he said, why don't you do this in prisons? And because we saw that your moral education is so good. And we have a lot of problem in the prisoners community. So you bring your teachers and then you do these classes in the prisons. So then after that, all the central prisons, there are 6 central prisons in Tamil Nadu. So we visited all the prisons and we had 30 weeks class in each prison. 10 weeks on Bharati, 10 weeks on Gandhi, 10 weeks on Vivekananda. So we took classes. So I can say that I have gone to all the jails in Tamil Nadu. So a lot of good experiences in visiting those prisons. One I can share very relevant today is in the Coimbatore jail when we were taking the class. We were talking about Ahimsa of Mahatma Gandhi. We had one person sitting. His name is Puri Kamal. He was sitting there. And there's another guy, Abdul Razak, he's sitting next to him. This Puri Kamal, after the session, he came to me and he said, the problem is that he was going through a street in Coimbatore and there was a pharmacy. And the pharmacy owner or the employee there was with a big beard and he was wearing a cap, so you can very well make out which religion he belongs to. Puri Kamal doesn't know who he is. He only knows with the symbols he knows which religion he belongs to. He just went to him and then pulled up a knife and then he died. So murder. No past enmity, nothing. Just he belongs to a different religion, so I had to kill him. So he was there in the prison as a life sentence, so he will not come out at all. He was there in the prison. And next to him was Abdul Razak, who had bombed Hindu areas in Coimbatore, and many people died in that area. And Abdul Razak's father, he went and handed over his son to the police. He said, my son has done this. Whatever punishment you want to give, please give the maximum punishment. So these two are sitting next to each other, and we are talking about Ahimsa. And after 1 hour session, both came crying to us. And he said, sir, in our school, nobody came and talked like this. We were all misguided. So many different types of education were given to us, but nobody told us these kind of things. And they pulled up some piece of paper and wrote the names of the schools where their children are studying. So go to these schools, at least our children, let them hear from you. And at least there can be a different kind of education given to the children so that the things change in this country. There are a lot of interesting anecdotes I can quote from various prison experiences. So that went on for 2-3 years as long as Nataraj was the DGP. And in the government systems, after 3-4 years, he goes out and somebody else comes. And then when the new person comes, he doesn't want to carry the previous person's the programs, and he has some other different type of programs. So things changed, but recently, last 6 months back, again the prison department called us, and only in Puran prison, every Saturday we are doing this. We are taking classes. Of course, half a day of moral education and half a day of some craft education. Some small things we teach them so that once they get released, they can come out and then without much investment, they can produce certain things like paper bags and more things like that they can make, and they can get some employment. That is the idea of those programs. It's called Pattam. It's a Tamil Nadu Government Prison Department program. So Sevalaya is running that program every Saturday, even today, in the rural prison alone, we are doing that. So around the same time, when I was in my schools, because I was studying in PSA school, Ramakrishna Math was just opposite across the road, and I used to go to the bookstores again there. Somehow, I was interested in reading books. So I used to pick up some books, which are, at that time it was just 10 paise or 20 paise, very small booklets. Vivekananda writes to you, Vivekananda speaks to you, thus spake Vivekananda, rebuild India, all these topics, 10 paise, 20 paise kind of books, all less than 50 paise, that is the range of these books. All you can just keep it in your pocket, very small books. So I used to take those books and read those books. Very, very powerful statements coming from a Hindu monk. Normally we expect somebody from a religion to spread his religion. He will talk about his God, talk about his religion. That's what we expect. He says, you can destroy all the temples. You can destroy all the mosques, you can destroy all the churches, nothing is required. When Even if there is one dog going hungry in this world, what is the point in having all these gods? This is coming from a monk. He is not an atheist. He is somebody who is taken up as spreading the religion is his job. So he says, forget all this religion. If somebody is hungry, not even a person, he says a dog. Even a dog is hungry, you don't want any of this. He says for everybody, you have time up.
No, you still have time, sir. 3 minutes.
So he says for people, God comes in different forms. You may like Shiva, you may like Vishnu, you may like Murugan or Rama or Jesus or Allah. Whatever is your liking, God will come to you in your mind in that kind of form. But for a hungry person, God takes the form of a roti. So he says, because that is there in your mind all the time. So food is there in your mind. So from Swami Vivekananda, we picked up the idea of feeding hungry people. Because if you read Vivekananda's life, he has gone through situations where he was very hungry. He was not getting food. Those kind of situations he has gone through after his father's death. He was living in a big house, and a lot of relatives used to sit there. Yeah, every day 100 people used to take food in his house. But the situation changed. The moment his father passed away, and his own relatives who were sitting there and having free food, they all claimed that the house is their own house and threw away, Vivekananda and his family. That happened in his life, and he could not, carry on, and find a job and all that. There were a lot of issues. He was feeling hungry. He fell on the roads in Calcutta with hunger. He had to, be fed. Right, so he had gone through all that situation in his life. So hunger is one thing what